Welcome to episode 34 of the Uncle Hack podcast. And to the girl that yelled at me on the street yesterday saying that you listen to this shit, thank you. Thank you. It made the walk in the rain that much better. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Me and my producer, a.k.a. me and me, Brendan and the Hacksaw, all in the same place. Glad you're here. Glad you're alive. Glad you're with me today. Big episode today. Less than likely, less than likely. What are we doing to stay sane? Not much positive. In fact, this one is going to bring a little more negativity, and I think that we need it. We got, there's way too much false positivity being thrown around out there, and it's driving me goddamn insane, right? You see it in comment sections, and it's been for years, but now the scale of it has just... It's got to a place where honesty just doesn't exist anymore. Men are just being assholes. Women are liars. That's what we're seeing on the internet. And it's causing a lot of issues. It's causing a lot of issues with society. So I am putting the notion forward that we bring back bullying and toxic masculinity, because that seemed to be when the world just kind of understood. When you stepped out of line, you got your ass kicked. You don't see anybody really stepping out of line in a third world country, do you? No, of course not. Of course not. And you get into these small villages in Africa, and what do you see? You see very dominant male figures operating and controlling how the town is structured. You step out of line, you steal something, you get your hands chopped off. Therefore, you cannot steal anymore. And we need that type of structure back here. We need that type of honesty. You look at that guy and then you can see he's a thief. I'm not going to allow him in my home. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Where we need to start treating that the same, or how they treat theft in those small communities. We need to start almost doing that with confidence here. We got to start chopping it down. Do you understand where I'm going with this? I've seen too many, way too many comment sections on TikTok that just need to be tweaked a little back in the other way, All right, fellas, we're going in there. We're just hot and heavy. Every time I look, it's always, for instance, if there's a chubby guy, if there's a chubby girl, and when I say chubby, I mean morbidly obese. Like this diet consists of, a healthy option to this woman is more than likely, instead of getting a regular cola, it's getting a diet cola. That's what I'm getting at here when I'm saying health issues. Okay. These women, these beings, whatever they address themselves as, or whatever, the world has gone mad and we don't really know how to talk about these things because we are in a constant battle with one another on what we can use as speech. And I feel like this is now the time. This is the perfect time to really let toxic masculinity run rampant. And we'll bring this all back down to a dull jog, a light walk. It's gotten too far this way. We got to swing back heavy the other way and it'll correct itself. It's like when the school bully gets his ass kicked finally. Somebody else comes in and they're the new school bully and they beat them. They get their ass kicked. They get humbled. We just need to humble this portion of the world. We need to humble them. And if it's at the expense of just torching their confidence to just smithereens, ashes at the end of a forest fire, if you will, then that just needs to happen. It needs to happen. You try and point the finger at the fellas. But ladies, you fucked this all up, okay? We've come in with brutal honesty, and I hate using the term brutal honesty. It's just it's brutal if you can't take constructive criticism, right? Am I right? If you call your, we're just making up acronyms, 3-letter acronyms for big people now, and like I'm calling them big. Look how progressive I am, BBW. No, you can use a 3-letter word instead of an acronym, and that's fat. Fat. It's not BBW. It's not all this. It's we gotta be a little more toxic with our words and humble some people out there. Even myself, when I say dumb shit, I have an audience like you guys that jump on me the moment it leaves my lips. The moment that it hits the airwaves, you're all over me. We don't get too out of control over here, okay? Because I got psychopaths and morons that listen to this shit. Every week you tune in to hear what this asshole has to say, and then you criticize it, okay? I see the reviews on iTunes. I see the comments on Facebook. I see them, all right? I take a little read to see what's going on there. Keeps my head on straight. That if I start thinking, oh, maybe I'm a little bit like Tom Cruise over here, I'm looking good. I did a push-up the other day. I feel like taking the tarp off and putting a selfie on Instagram. Boom. Then the wolves jump on that. They see a vulnerable little elk right there. A little elk right there. They see a very vulnerable person and they jump on it and destroy it. They destroy every little ounce of confidence that I have, and that's good. That's healthy. It keeps me humble, okay? It keeps me working towards my goal, and that's possibly having a tan by the end of summer and maybe a bicep or tricep, okay? That keeps me working towards a goal, which we should all be working towards, right? Healthy, abled bodies. If you're handicapped, well, what do you want me to do about it? Get the jab. Get the jab. Maybe they'll take a little more intestines out, or maybe they'll remove your small intestine, and you get a beautiful payout from Pfizer, which can buy you bionic legs and you can walk like the rest of us. Until then, sit tight, pun intended, and just ride this thing out like the rest of us. We're not back in the caveman days where you got to walk a mountain. No, fuck no. There's a bus that deliberately drives around the city to pick you and you only up, right? You get that luxury. I don't get that luxury. I have to fucking work to pay for my transportation. It gets defeating. It gets defeating. And especially doing something that I don't want to do. Meanwhile, you can sit there and play video games all day. Oh, wow. The audacity. But yeah, I'm just saying, I enjoy that I have an audience that keeps your boy in check. If I get a little out there, if I get a little crazy, which I have, and you, the listener, the viewer, have had no problem letting me know exactly why I'm dumb and how to maybe possibly correct it, or what I need to do with this YouTube channel /podcast. Their suggestions are never ending. You should do what you did in the past. Well, I'm sorry, Leonard. Not everybody likes to live in the past. Some of us like to change. Some of us like to grow. I liked it better when you used to do this. Yeah, and that's why your kids don't love you, because you've never evolved as a person. You've been a plumber for 45 fucking years and you don't even have your journeyman ticket. So why would I take the advice of anybody that doesn't want to propel themselves forward in the lane of excellence and the lane of possibly getting a more safe income? I don't want to be taking the advice of that person, which is why I like the audience that is very, I would say they're very passionate, very loving. Hack, you retard. What are you doing? We love your shit, but I cannot get behind this. Physically and literally. those are kind, loving words. That's like something my father would say if he came back to greet me again. You know, these are like the words of a man that would look into another man's eyes that he hasn't seen in 15 plus years, and just show that gratitude and why, and it gives an explanation of like why he was not there and what I can possibly do to change to bring him back in, you know? Anyways, onward. Yes, I'm saying that the game has changed. All right. A lot of us are out here with false confidence in our heads, and we need to eradicate that from your mental state, from what you're operating with. Listen, you're a 4-cylinder car thinking that you're a Mack truck, and we don't need that. Okay, your confidence needs to be shot. It needs to be brought down to where you're at in the hierarchy of society, of like where you are as a human. Okay, we don't need fat people trying to make healthy people feel bad about what they're doing. So we got to now attack the confidence of the fat people, so that way they go back into the dark state of the internet, or the dark corner of the internet, not dark state, and the dark state of mind where they feel like that they're not empowered enough to voice their opinion. I'm just saying, maybe it's time to double down on the negative comments. I'm just saying, maybe we double down on the bullying, so that way, because all the retards and rejects seem to think that their opinion matters right now on the internet, and they get propped up by other losers and fucking morons that don't really use social media because they have friends, right? They have real life friends that they go and meet and drink beer with. They light shit on fire and chase women who have mental problems and low self-esteem, and they fuck these women so they can feel good about themselves, right? That's how the world should work. That's how we should all operate. We shouldn't allow, all right? We shouldn't allow the bottom of the barrel here. We shouldn't allow them to state their opinion online, to allow them to feel confident in their own skin. That isn't good, okay? By having these people out here 450 pounds doing TikTok trends that involve dancing and shaking and all that shit. Hell, I've seen women on there. I don't know where their titty stops and their belly, or fucking where their titty ends and their belly starts. You know what I mean? There's just like there's too much in the... You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I can't figure it out. I can't. And then, as soon as you see like that, there's about 4,200 comments. You're like, oh, great. This is exactly what we need right now. This is the type of butchering that we need. For most of you, you take that as constructive criticism. And you could change your life. For the other portion of the planet, it's taken as almost 100% negative. It'll put you in this state of mind where you're depressed. You don't feel good about yourself, which is probably, maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that your mental state should always be bad, but I'm just saying it should be bad for just a little bit, just a small portion. We're not looking to kill you. We're just looking to humble you. It's like when old Papa Smurf, a.k.a. me, was snorting fucking the devil's fucking dandruff and having himself a good time. I was immediately humbled by the lower... I like the Sunday scaries that it delivers. I don't know if you've done a healthy dose of cocaine, but the Sundays after that healthy dose of cocaine is not really the most exciting time to be alive. It's filled with suicidal thoughts. How am I going to muster the energy to get to the fridge to get the Gatorade that I'm really craving right now? Am I going to be able to stomach any sort of food at this moment in time? Less than likely. Oh, we're back to, God damn it, why do I own guns with no bullets? I could end this all and I'll never have to do that. Remembering that time in grade 5 when you told that you told your crush that you can see her, like fuck, I don't know. You said something stupid to her and you probably ruined the chance of marrying her because her father's rich. You could be living in this lavish house outside of your hometown where you farm for the old man. Welcome to the little ad read. Podcast 69 at dangercatshop.com will get you 10 to 15%, 10% off your order. Whatever it is, if it's 15%, then that's a little bit of a treat for you. You know, you might be a little surprised when you go and make yourself an order at dangercatshop.com. Use the promo code podcast69 and get yourself a little deal on our store. Also, become a Patreon supporter today, and you'll get an extra episode of the Uncle Hack podcast. And also, you will get this episode that you are listening to right now, right here, for 24 hours earlier than everybody else. How exciting is that? You not only do you get the episode earlier, but you get an additional episode dropped Thursday at 3 p.m. unlike last week because Dum Dum forgot to upload it. But you did get it. It is on there. There's plenty of content to consume. Anyways, back to the episode. But you at that moment in time, and you start thinking about these moments where your life went wrong, and it eats you alive. You know, these moments that mean nothing. They're minuscule things in the grand scheme of your whole life. But in your head at that moment in time, that's where you fucked up. That's where it fucking all ended. Right there. That's when you started to majorly decline as a human being. You know, and let me tell you, that right there was a perfect way and perfect time to start rebuilding life a little bit. You know, you got to hit rock bottom. You got to feel like shit. You got to feel like a fucking deadbeat. And by having false confidence in your head is never fucking good for anybody. So that's where I am suggesting that, ladies, you need to stop commenting on TikToks saying, yes, queen, you look great. Even though this being on the other end of that phone looks like they could go into diabetic shock at any moment. You know, cardiac arrest is always on the horizon when they're going up 3 to 4 steps. Yeah, they're out of breath getting inside of a Honda Civic, and they bitch and complain that your car's too small. You know, people sigh when they see them boarding an airplane. You know, like they're disgruntled. They're praying to God that this human being will not sit beside them. It's all part of life, okay? You don't want the fatty. You don't want to be the fatty. So by being a son of a bitch online and fat shaming, I think is the term. I believe it's the term, and making these people feel like absolute hell about their current body state is good. It's good for everybody. It keeps the economy going, you know. It keeps the pharmaceutical companies happy because then they can prescribe more antidepressants. It gets the health industry firing because if you do get these people just out of that hole enough that they possibly could get a membership to the local health and fitness club, then we're getting things going. Do you see what we're going with this? I took something negative that we got to do and it spins it into a positive. Health stores then start selling a little more health products. You know, maybe instead of Big Macs, they're buying protein. There's a number of things. And it also forces women to be a little more honest, because I know you bitches. What you do, you go on there, you try and shame men for telling these idiots all the fucking truths that they need to hear, and you then back it up by, oh, no, you're beautiful just the way you are. No, you're on the brink of death. You're on the brink of death. You're going to die a short life, all because you couldn't put down the hot Cheetos. And you thought that like I said earlier, you thought that a perfect, healthy choice was swapping out the Coke for the Diet Cola. You understand? Does this all make sense? You know, this is good for the world. This is good for society. This is good for everybody. It gets the economy booming. You know, if this virus really was the boomer remover and the fatty fucking remover, I would say open it up. open it up. You know, we're giving way too much power in the hands of dumb people. You know, you got the fat woman that walks into a convenience store yelling about masks that gets a pack of cigarettes, and on her way out, she's all upsetty spaghetti because the healthy, fit people aren't wearing a mask because they went for a jog that day. They ate a carrot in the morning. They got a little vitamin C going through them. They just get outside and they absorb the sunlight, getting a little vitamin D. You know, they go for a walk. They breathe oxygen. Instead, we got Mrs. Booby-Doo over there. Mrs. Booby-Doo is getting in her 96 Honda Civic, gonna drive all the way back to her little house, go back in the basement, drink 2 liters of Mountain Dew, smoke half a deck of cigarettes, put about half, you know, putting that dart smoke in her to keep that, making sure the lights are still on and that the overall vessel is feeling good to her standard. You know what I mean? It fucking drives me nuts. It does. This whole fat shaming thing, it's good. It's good for everybody. I'm not saying you go after everybody that's just a little bit thick. I'm talking about fat. I'm talking like when you look at them, you go, ugh. If, you know, you never looked at like a big, quote unquote, big boned. You never looked at somebody that was like, quote unquote, big boned, and you thought to yourself, oh God, I hope they don't sit beside me on an airplane. You're like, yeah. When I say that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking, like their fucking gut hangs down to their knees. It's disgusting to look at. You wonder how the hell they got to that state in their life. What went wrong? You know? That and all fat people look the same, you know. They're like everything's pushed forward, you know. They all look like what are those fucking dogs? Like a Shar-Pei. They all look like a fucking Shar-Pei to you, you know, like those types of people. And we're just giving them too much confidence. You're giving them too much leeway to run around with this fat shaming bullshit where we got to double down on it. We got to fuck it, you know. Sorry. We can't allow the society to carry you no more. It's time to fucking get the training wheels off, and we're going to let the wolves pick at you. And if they pick at you hard enough, maybe you'll be skinny and be able to keep up with the rest of the pack. That's all I'm saying. The world's getting a little too big, a little thin into the herd. Maybe ain't so bad. And I ain't talking about the big boys. I ain't talking about like a steer wrestler, you know, like somebody like that. I'm talking to like a big bitch. I'm talking like a big bitch, you know. Like, this guy can't fit into fucking jeans. He's never worn jeans in the past 10 years. I'm talking about those guys that sweat thinking about exercise. You know, they need assistance. If they fell down, it's over. It's game over. The fact that they can walk and their joints hurt and they're like, it's just, you know, we got to stop going to bat for these fuckers. We gotta. It's good for the economy. It's good for the economy. And if anything, okay, now, oh yeah, I looked at the positive side of the economy. What about the negative side? We're keeping the funerals going. You know, death is a business too, and we're keeping those guys busy. That's what we're doing here. You know, I'm not saying we encourage these people to commit suicide. If I just say maybe we encourage them to eat a little more. Eat a little more. Isn't that a fucking problem that some entitled fucks like us over in North America have? Is be like, well, you know, we got to worry about the feelings of fat people. Meanwhile, we're like, they're shoveling their face watching Sarah McLachlan in the arms of, and it's like poor little African children with flies on their head, and they're like shoveling Wendy's French fries in them, having a Dave single while they're watching these kids got to carry water for 24 kilometers. You know, they got to walk 24 kilometers and then battle the elements. Meanwhile, old Deborah's sitting on the goddamn couch shoveling a Dave single down her yap and washing it down with a 1 liter of fucking Diet RC Cola. And she's watching these cocksuckers walk thousands, and thousands of miles every goddamn year just to get a clean, reliable water source. And they bring that it's not even clean water. They're bringing dirty water back, boiling it, and then they gotta, the food is scarce. And yet we gotta worry about what's going on in Deborah's fat fucking mind because she, I'm just too fat. Every time I do a dance on TikTok, maybe don't do a dance on TikTok then. Well, it's just a great healthy outlet. Maybe just don't. Maybe don't. We ain't the same. I don't know why I got that wrote down here. We ain't the same. Diabetes ass bitch. The game is all fucked up. This is why that's my point I'm trying to make here is that's the world we're living in. We're living in all these false truths over here in North America. And it's probably, first world countries. Everywhere we go, first world countries got all these issues. We got to worry about this. We got to worry about mental state. We got to worry about, he's not healthy, but we got to worry about the mental health. Let's worry about getting him being able to jog. Let's worry about him being able to jog. Let's worry about him being able to get off the fucking couch, okay? Without an assistance bar, okay? There's you see like those, in the hospital when you're all jacked up and then they have, there's like that crane that'll help you get to your feet and it'll help you get going. Like if you're so fucking fat that you need that to like get out of like a chair, bed, or, any furniture around the house, maybe, just saying, throwing it out there, maybe going for a walk, maybe shedding a calorie or two, maybe burning a few fucking cows ain't so bad. Maybe it ain't the worst thing on the fucking planet. Christ almighty, allowing your, yeah. It is. It's fucking Christ. And it's always, when the wife always says, yeah, no, oh, yeah. And those ones are always the loud ones that she brings around. Her fat friends. Let's talk about that. Her fat friends are always the loud, annoying ones. They seem to think, and like, they always have these bullshit fucking stories and being like, yeah, I got like 6 dudes on the go. No. You got fucking... You were the 3 a.m. roundup 3 times in the past month. And then those guys just like to get you out of the house. They gave you their number. Not even the number. They gave you their Snapchat. So that way you can be easily ignored, right? Something that isn't a direct contact. Giving out a cell number is like a very personable thing now. You don't really give out your cell number. You want something that you can still have your phone, but they don't have access right to the direct line. It's like when you call like a business and they're like, enter in the extension number. Snapchat is like an extension number. You can always just like, done, gone, smell you later. Don't got to deal with that no more. She can't pick up the phone and call. It's very personable now to give out your phone number. So he's like, hey man, what's your phone number, bro? I'll fucking text you. No, I'm good. Here's my Snapchat, so that way I can turn off the notifications. You can't call me. You can't text me. I can log out of the fucking thing, and you never get a hold of me ever again. I can delete the Snapchat, and you never get a hold of me. But in her head, when she's been pig-penned at 3 a.m., 4 times in the past fucking 2 weeks, that somehow justifies like, oh, I still got it. No, see, men, us dudes, we're pigs, okay? We're fucking pigs, just like you, except you're a fat pig. We look at it, we're just disgusting. We'll fuck anything. You pump a few drinks in us and it's better off. We would much rather fuck the ugliest, beat up, dirty old gash in the bar than jerk off. A win's a win. And many of us, some of us that don't have morals, don't have any sort of self-esteem, we gun for that. I am one of them. I was one of them. I have a little bit of morals now, it depends. Well, I guess it depends. It depends on the day. But I'm just saying, whenever they bring the fat friend around, whenever the old lady brings the fat friend around, her confidence is way too high for her body type. Like, there's got to be a correlation of like body weight and how many dicks have been in. Yeah, that's exactly it. If you've like you've been ran through numerous times and been piped so many fucking times, and your body weight's like way too up there. Your kill count and your body weight are almost the same thing. Listen, it's time that you be humbled a bit. You're not a catch, okay? It depends when that catch. If you're that catch at like 2:30 to 4 in the morning, then you're just an easy go-to. Everybody knows that Old Faithful will do in a pinch. It's not that you need to be out here thinking that you're goddamn fucking Giselle Brady, for fuck's sakes. You need to pump the brakes, okay? Yeah, we get it. You've had a few fucking hogs in you. But that does not give you the right to like walk around and flip your fucking hair and have your little French nails and think that you got something special, okay? There's a million of you. There's millions, trillions of you. Yeah, like we just don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that. Whenever you're in your household and you just want to relax, and then you got this fucking fat giant bitch. When you're hot, it's justified. You can sit there and you can take that, and you're like, but it only goes too far. But when the fat chick is trying to tell you about like what it's like to be a woman, you don't even know. Listen, you're doing the pinch. You're doing a pinch. You know, you're like a. You know, any guy that's ever worked out of town and had like 2-3 weeks where you're out of town, and then like everything by like day 8 of no pussy, it starts to like where am I going with this? Your threshold, or your how am I trying to word this? You know, like where you draw the line gets further and further and further away from like where you initially can be like, oh yeah. You know, you draw the line at like a 6.5. Well, then in like, oh yeah, and like a 6.5 to you is like she's like festively plump. You know what I mean? She put on a little winter weight. Came back from college with the freshman 15. You know, you understand? You picking up what I'm putting down? You still with me? Yes. And then as days go on, as you fucking work one more day, it becomes like, okay, if she's like a 4 and she's like 210, looks like a linebacker, still kind of has it together, you're like, okay, I can deal with that. And before you know it, you will fuck anything. When you're deprived, you will fuck just a STD-infested pussy. If it was sitting in that goddamn room, you would think about it. You would think about it many times. And we've been over this before. I'm saying, like, that's just how this goes. And like those girls that start like back at like the 2s and 3s are getting too much confidence out here. We got to humble them, you know, like it's just the way it goes. You know, you shouldn't feel horrible about yourself that you want to kill yourself. You just got to be honest with yourself. Yeah, you can think that you're good looking. I'm okay with that, but just know like there's a system here. There's a reason why you're not on the cover of the swimsuit edition, okay? For fucking Sports Illustrated. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why guys like me aren't on fucking Men's Fitness, all right? I'm balding. I'm 30 years old, pale white, no muscles. Why am I not on there? Because I don't exude what fitness fucking is. Muscle goddamn beach. Do I look like Muscle goddamn beach? Do you hear me in the streets creating a fucking stink? No, because I fucking understand that me as a human being, the way I am, should never be on the fucking cover of that goddamn magazine. But then you have these fat models, right? Fat models. Andrew Schultz had the greatest explanation for it. And I'm not going to rip off what he said, but I agree with it. But you have these fat models, right? On the cover of like Cosmo and all these fucking magazines now. The swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated has out of shape people. When the fuck, other than Phil Kessel, or maybe a lineman that just needs to be big, but they're explosive, they're in shape. Phil Kessel, despite his goddamn body type, is still a phenomenal hockey player, all right? He is not really the physique you look for in an athlete. Now, some of the greatest athletes of all time, are they out there looking like some goddamn Shamu? No, they're not. They lift they lift a weight or two. They go for a run. In fact, they worked their ass off for what they got. And meanwhile, these fucking warlocks of human beings want to scream in our faces and have us accept them. Lick where I shit. It ain't happening. We need to nip this in. It's so far these weeds have like just taken over. It's done. There's no coming back at this point. It's just kind of like a pushback. You just got to kill a few weeds every now and then. And before you know it, once they start dying off, once all these big bitches, like I'm surprised that they can scream a sentence. They're big enough that I'm actually floored that they can sit there and have the wind in them to scream and yell in your goddamn face over and over and over again about how they need to be accepted. That's fine. You can do that all you want. But when my response comes back and says, fucking lick where I shit, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. You couldn't put down the biggie fries. Every time you roll through Dawn's, you're like, yeah, supersize that. Supersize that. Don't get mad at me, okay? Don't get mad at me that you're fucking going to cardiac arrest or that you got diabetes or that you're out here barely fucking surviving. Or that, that I can run up the stairs because that's ableist. That's ableist. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And it hurts me inside. It hurts me inside that that the old lady will sit there. Not even the old lady. It's just women in general will jump to the comment. You're doing great, queen. You're doing great. But I know that you fucking bitches. The moment that you do that so you can pat yourself on the back and feel good about yourself like you did something that was morally correct by jumping in there, you're over there talking behind their back. At least us assholes have the audacity to say it to their fucking face, or at least comment that shit so they see it. And it's not a lie. It's right there. It's in front of you. You know that you're fat. We're not going to fucking sugarcoat this. I'm knowing that you would like that if you sugarcoated the word fat and fed it to them. They would be fucking ecstatic. They would feel great. This is a good moment. They're happy about this. But no, you psychopaths. This is why we can't have female leaders, because God knows where those at. At least when a guy is in charge, right? We want violence. We want violence and pussy. That's it. When we are in charge, Bill Clinton just wanted to get his dick sucked and shoot some fucking missiles into the middle goddamn East. He wants a little war. He wants a little war and pussy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how we're wired. We're a little violent. That's okay. We wake up in the morning. Some days, you as a man are driving down the fucking highway to work, and what are you thinking in your head when you're a little upset? You're like, I wish a motherfucker would today give me any reason to be violent. I don't want to go looking for it. I'm not going to go looking for it. But sweet fucking Jesus, if it lands in front of me, any little sort of situation where I can blow out of proportion and beat the shit out of someone, or at least attempt to beat the shit out of them, I am happy. I will feel good inside. That is just you as a guy, You're driving down the road, somebody cuts you off, and you're like, yes, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for putting this in front of me. Or, like I said, violence and pussy. two of the greatest things that you can give to a man. We don't like material. Material things are great. It keeps us humble because then we got to go, it keeps us motivated. I shouldn't say humble. It keeps you motivated because you want to go out and you want to work your ass off to get pussy, not fat pussy. Nobody ever goes out there and just says, oh, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to work my ass off to get this Malibu boat that I'm going to put into the nearest lake. And you know what I'm going to fill it up with? Fat bitches. I'm going to fill it up with fat bitches. Fat, overweight, disgusting bitches. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my ass off for the next 5 years to afford expensive shit, and I'm going to put ugly people on this goddamn thing. That's my whole mentality here. I'm going to get up, work hard, do something that I don't want to do that's going to help me deteriorate my body faster. Okay? I'm going to wake up and do that over and over and over again. So that way, fat women can feel confident on my boat. No one ever says that. No one ever wakes up in the fucking morning and says that to themselves. No, you want 10s and 12s on that, and you want them dumb as shit. You want them to blow you for a gram of coke. That's what you want. Skinny, stupid bitches with giant tits and low fucking self-esteem. That's what you work hard for. That's what you wake up in the morning and you go down to the steel mill every fucking day, and you got some sawed-off little prick that looks like me. Looks stupid, looks like he's retarded, possibly has Down syndrome. And he looks at you and he gives you orders every fucking day. He tells you what you gotta do, and it drives you insane. But the end goal in your head is you keep doing this so that way you can have a boat, right? And when the summertime rolls around and these silly bitches hopping G-strings and bikini tops that barely cover their tits, that makes it all worth it. You didn't sign up to have fucking cellulite and stretch marks all on the front of your boat, sinking that motherfucker down an inch or two. We're not going to fucking be at the weight capacity by having 5 people on there. No, you want skinny, dumb coke whores. Skinny, dumb coke whores. That'll do something strange for a little piece of change. That's what you want. That's what you wake up for. You don't need to hear it. You don't need to hear it. So by being that honest son of a bitch, and sometimes you just let it fly in the goddamn comment section, and you let that fat bitch know that what she thinks she is nothing remotely close of why you wake up in the morning and work hard. And you get angry about that because these overly confident fucking dumb bitches that are out here, and they wonder why they're only making $15 a month on their OnlyFans. That should be a clear indication of why. Okay, there is a niche out there. There is a niche. A lot, and there's some guys that's their ceiling. That's their win. That's their big win. It's just fat, ugly women, and that's okay. At least somebody is out there pursuing that. I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh, God, this is why having a producer in the future is going to be fucking fairly nice. It's going to be beautiful. We'll get there one day, gentlemen. We will. And when we wake up in the morning and we work hard and we go out and we get those things that we acquire, the nice house. If fucking... It's a tale as old as time. If you could fuck hot pussy in a cardboard box, do you think you would work as hard? Probably fucking not. I'm not really into materialistic things, but I know that having some materialistic shit is going to attract some shiny objects my way. It's just the way the world works. And I don't want you, if a hot bitch comes and be like, oh, I got a friend that would like to come. No, we're pre-screening that. What's she weigh? How tall? Those are the 2 questions. I want to know what are the stats, huh? I want to see what her player card is looking like. Whose team has she been playing? How many points is she putting up? How many kills does she have? I need to know this. Does she fuck? Does she not? We need to know. It's like it's like being in a situation, when you're like with like a 7 and she's like, oh, my friend wants to have a threesome with us. And you're like, oh yeah, you get a little excited. And then she points to the friend who's a 3 and you're like, oh, fuck. So in total, we're at a 10. I was really hoping to get past the limit, like get past the 10. Get past the 10 was the goal here. No, we're just riding the fucking edge. We just barely got there. And you got this fucking bridge troll that wants to come over and suck my balls while I lick your fucking taint. That's what we're doing here. I'm a little upset. I'm going to say it. I'm going to voice what is in my head. I'm a little upset about this. I don't like it. Do I like it? No, I don't. But will I take it? Yes, of course. Those are the situations where it's okay, all right? Yeah, or the 3 a.m. roundup. Those are the 2 situations where it's pretty much okay. You can get away with it. And you'll take that, you kind of compromise a little bit. You're willing to hear, that sounded like a fart, didn't it? It was not. It was my, the grip. Oh, yeah, right. It was a pussy fart, you little queer. What the fuck? What's going on there? What's it so sticky? That is not good. That's gross. But those are the situations where you can kind of, you can pump off the brakes. Okay, well, let the fat girl be a little confident. Oh, yeah? You want to fuck me and my friend? Well, no, but mainly your friend. But I guess you can come along too. You can watch. How does that sound? You can watch. We'll tag you in when she gets a little tired. Or if I nut quick, then you can come in and keep the party going until I can get this thing back recharged. Like once you shoot one off, you gotta get back in the game. So she's just there, a fluffer. The intermission show, the halftime show, if you will. It's fucking frustrating, isn't it? It's fucking frustrating. You're trying. You wake up. You do those things. You do work hard. And the last thing you want is some fucking goddamn Chris Farley lookalike female this Chris Farley counterpart as a female yelling in your face about what you should and should not say. And you work too hard for that. You work too hard to have ugly pussy around. That's just part of the game, fellas. That's part of it. It's a status thing. It's a status thing. It truly is. And I think that a lot of us will push past the fact that you don't really want like an overly genius woman in your corner, do you? Like they're good to talk to from time to time, but they're not that exciting to talk to. Like when's the last time you were like really engaged in a story that they had to say, or like especially so like the whole working hard to have shiny objects around makes fucking perfect sense. Or you're working your ass off. You don't even need the boat. You're just paying for pussy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let me ask you this. If you were to pay for pussy, would you pay for that fucking bridge stroll that we were talking about? The 3 a.m. roundup that you could possibly get for free? Or are you paying? It's like, let me ask you this. Here's a question. You're on, let's paint the scenario first, right? Let me ask you a question. You're on Leo list, right? You're looking at hookers. You're getting one tonight. And their pictures are looking fly. They're looking good. They're looking great. They're looking like, you're fucking, you're like, I worked hard this week. I'm going to treat myself to some fucking top-notch pussy. I'm going to rent some pussy for an hour. Nothing wrong with that. And you're looking at it. And then this bitch shows it. The pictures are, oh, God. She looks like a dime. Everything you want. A few tattoos. She's got long blonde hair, giant titties, fat ass. Everything you're looking at, you're liking. Now, you want to rent that for an hour. You want to take it for a spin. She shows up, and she's nothing like the photo. She's fatter, little bit of a dog face going on. She false advertised. Are you still paying for it? I fucking hope not. I fucking hope not. I hope you let her know what you're doing right here. You know, it's like up here in Canada, we have these commercials of like how advertising is false advertising is basically illegal, and that's what she did to you right there. You tell her to go fuck herself, hit the trail, get the hell out of here. That's not what I ordered. You know, I wanted French fries and got onion rings. This isn't what I wanted. Now take your ass right to Good Life, shed a few, get some Botox, maybe pull that thing back, pull this shit back, you know, get your lip injections. You got the rolls in the face. You're looking like a Shar-Pei. Be gone with it. Get the hell out of here. I ain't renting that. I ain't renting VHS when I got a DVD player. What the hell is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, what the fuck? You're an asshole. No, you're a retard. You're a retard coming around here trying to rent me some shit I don't want. What the fuck is wrong with you? You stupid bitch. Unreal. The audacity. You put those pictures up knowing damn well you don't look like that, and then you bring that fucking that waddling ass on up to my doorstep. You should be ashamed of yourself, and I should hit you with a fucking shovel. I should hit you upside the temple with a fucking snow shovel, and maybe that'll knock some sense into you. Maybe, just maybe, you might understand what the hell is wrong with this. Okay? How many times does this happen? You're like, oh, fuck, it only happens like 6-7 times a week. That's 6-7 times too much. You show up and these guys tell you to fucking beat it. Yeah. Oh, those pictures were from 2016, back when you used to fucking go for a walk around the park. Maybe you did a push-up. You did a Zumba class. You remember when you used to do a Zumba class? Remember when you used to be able to pull your belly? Or remember when you used to look down and your belly wasn't in the way of your pussy? You remember those days? Yeah, let's get back to them. That or update the catalog. Update the catalog. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody wants your fat ass rolling up. Oh, that would fucking drive me mental. That would drive me mental. You fucking bitch. Unreal. Can't believe that. You're trying to rent me pussy that doesn't look like the goddamn ad. That's what I mean. Like that right there deserves some commentary right there. Constructive criticism right to the face. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I remember my buddy telling me that happened to him one time. And everybody's probably getting like, oh, yeah, your buddy, oh, yeah. But it did. And he's telling me this story of like, yeah, he just lost it. Chewed her a new ass and be like, what are you doing? What? No, you don't get a what? What? You know exactly what this is, what I'm about to say. You know exactly where I'm going with this. You came up here knowing damn well, you ain't looking like a single fucking photo that you're advertising online. And if you're renting pussy, I highly suggest you look like every fucking photo that you post of yourself, of what you're trying to rent me. Okay? We're renting it. We're renting pussy. Of what's advertised on there. Now, I want the experience, okay? I want the experience of what I seen there showing up. What you're bringing me, I can go down to the Golden Corral and just start waving some ribs around, and I'm sure one of them will gladly follow me back here. And when I throw it into a dog dish and she gets down on all fours and starts gnawing on these fucking pork loins or pork ribs, whatever the fuck is I decide to throw in there, then I can hit it from the back. And that's what you're basically asking me to do, but pay for it. Okay? And that ain't fucking happening. So grab that ass, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. God. You know, I've gotten catfished once, and I was pissed. I was also a little younger, okay? That's when Hack was a little bit, I wasn't really into the whole confrontation thing. I was a little, I was newly single too. So I was getting back in the game. I didn't understand what was going on. I got catfished one time. And I didn't think it was her. I seen the photos, and these big bitches know how to work an angle. These big bitches know how to work an angle. She had me convinced that this is all going to be funny games. And then that fucking warlock walked out of that front door when I came to pick her up to go for I think we were going for coffee or something. And I thought, no, that can't be her. And then walks directly up to the pickup truck. And I thought, you bitch. Now, if I did that, you think I'd get the same response? I was kind enough at the time to follow through with what we had initially planned, and that's going to get a coffee, drive, hang out. I spent an hour. Come for a coffee with me, baby. Hey, next thing you know, maybe I'll slip a ditch. Maybe I might get a little something out of this. That's all I was thinking. I was young, dumb, full of cum. I'm ready to rock and roll at any moment's time. Newly single, so any piece of pussy would it intrigued me. I wanted in. I didn't want to let anything slip through my fingertips because I never knew when the next fuck. I was in the mindset that I could possibly die at any moment in time, and that every piece that came around, I had to jump on. I had to get it popping. And I remember that warlock walked out, and I thought to myself, are you fucking kidding me? That can't be her. That can't be her. Walked in, got in, and I thought to myself, for fuck's sakes, you bitch, you asshole. You knew exactly what you're doing. You're too ashamed to put that big ass up on there. And now, this is also 7 years ago that this happened. The times have changed. Now these big bitches are overly confident, but they don't hide it, They don't hide it like they used to. They fucking... back in the day on Tinder and all that shit, big girls used to hide, they knew their angles. They would hide it. They would get you. All of a sudden you're on a date and you don't want to be there. These fucking things, you can always tell, a big girl always takes an angle from the top down looking at the titties, because then the titties fall forward and you think to yourself oh, she's got some cannons on her. But no, that's just the fat seeping up into the milk bags and making them seem a little more plump and juicy. And it's false advertising at the end of the day. It's false advertising, because then these things actually just sit on top of her gut, and it's just it hurts you. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But it's calling it how it is, It's it's no different than if a dude's gut hangs past his cock, maybe, just maybe. Or if it just everything is so fat and pushed in tight, it just kind of looks like an overgrown belly button. When you look down there, from a distance, you just say, oh, what's he got going on there? Another big belly button. Why is his belly button so goddamn low? Why is it so big? That's what it looks like. It looks like a button. This looks like a button. That's all it does. And fat people always do that guy. And you see a fat chick's ass, and it's just it's just colored. There's colors that you didn't even know. I'm still thinking that they don't even know the names of those colors. It's just, they bend over and spread their cheeks, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, what is that? What is in there? This isn't right. The human body shouldn't look like this. It's same for fat dudes. There's rashes. There's, because there's so much rubbing. There's ingrown hairs, pimples. You can't properly wash down there. So it looks like a fucking graveyard of dead dreams. That's what it looks like. This looks like a graveyard of dead dreams. And this is where you ended up. This is what you have to fuck to get your rocks off, other than your hand. It's a sad, sad thing. It's a sad, sad thing, isn't it? Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast, or thank you for fucking tuning in to the dumbest show on the planet. It is a goddamn treat that you were here. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you, or maybe you even stayed. Maybe you're a first timer. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, all that. Comment down below. Let us know what you think of the episodes. Or if you got a question, DM me on Instagram at Uncle Hack 69 on Instagram. And we like breaking down fans' questions. It's a lot of fun for me. It's entertaining. I have a good time with that. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast. And we will see you next week. Or maybe we'll see you at the exclusive episode on the Patreon.